Welcome back to Whiskey Wednesday. This week I'm here with our very talented winemaker, Kent Foulker, and we're going to talk about our wine influence on our whiskeys. So let's get rolling.
So what kind of wine barrels we age our whiskey in? Well, there's all kinds. We actually, we'll start with port casks. That's our most popular. And we've also done Sauterne barrels. We've done red wine like Cabernet Merlot. We have all kinds of wine casks that we use.
Yeah, we're always experimenting with different wine casks to finish our bourbon in. We do a really awesome port cask finished bourbon already. I'll give a quick shout out to batch 17. That's like my all-time favorite. So definitely check out the port cask bourbon. We're doing some fun stuff on that note with our Slipknot whiskeys. So we're always experimenting with our wine casks and finishing our different whiskeys.
So why are wine barrels great for finishing whiskey? Well, besides adding a nice fruity character to it, some aromatics, I think it really actually kind of creates a different mouthfeel on some of the whiskey. It kind of tones down some of the heat and smooths it out a little bit more. And I know smooth is a cliche word in whiskey, but it really does. It actually makes it a much more approachable whiskey. So I think it's a good pairing.
So we're always looking for a variety of wine casks to utilize, especially for our single malt. We want to have that nice variety to work with when we're marrying casks into our Solera vat to finish off that quintessential. So, we want to use a little bit of everything. I always prefer to have a lot of port casks, a lot of sherry casks around, and a lot of ex-Cabernet casks. Those are some of my favorites, but that variety is really important.
Well, my best guess on Murphy's favorite wine finish casks, based on the amount of sherry casks we have sitting in our sheds, my best guess is going to be a sherry finish single malt.
That's absolutely right. I'm a huge sherry nerd. I love my sherry cask finished single malt. I'll give honorable mentions to port casks, Cabernet, any of Kent's ex-red wine barrels. They're always fun to work with, but I have to go with sherry. I'm just an absolute sherry nerd. I'm guessing Kent's favorite wine casks to age whiskey in. I'm gonna go with Sauterne and Cabernet.
Close. Sauterne is my #1 favorite. The pre-silver label American single malt. We had a black label that was Sauterne finished, by far my favorite.
One's all-time best.
But right behind it was a single barrel pick of our rye finished in port cask for the Iowa Whiskey Chasers. That was out of this world delicious.
All right, thanks so much for joining us in our vineyard today. And thank you to our winemaker, Kent, for joining us as well. We'll see you next time.
Cheers.
Stay classy, San Diego.